Hi everyone, so this reading is all about what's in store for you December 2024. I will be delivering messages in regards to your career, finances, relationships, whatever is it that you need to know and comes up during the reading. This reading is a timeless reading, so don't worry if you're watching it at any other point of time during the year. The message remains valid for you in that present moment and circumstance. For you to get your messages, you can pick one of these two piles. The first one is a paperclip box. The second one is a stapler pin box or pack. For you to get your message, you can check the description box below and there will be timestamps for each of these piles. You can pick the pile of your choice. Take a moment, take a deep breath in and out, pick one of the piles and then go ahead, click the timestamp and get your reading. See ya! Hi pile number 1. If you chose the paperclip box, then this is your reading. Hi pile number 1. If you chose the paperclip box, then this is your reading. So I'm going to start with reading the object first. So for me, in the month of December, what seems like is that you will be opening a box of abundance. You will realize how you have so many resources in store available for you. So just like these paper clips, how they have so many different colors, greens, blues, purples, reds. So I feel like you are going to be coming across a lot of different energies in the month of December, which you will be interacting with. And there's this element of playfulness as well. So you'll be playing with it, and abundance always brings a lot of happiness. So it is definitely going to bring you a lot of happiness, a sense of freedom, a sense of enlightenment, and as much as it might feel like a Pandora box opening for a moment, but trust me, it's not like a Pandora's box which has some negative element to it. That's just the fear in you that you might feel around it. But to be honest, it's just going to be lots of happiness, a lot of colors, and that's the opening message for the month of December as a theme, I feel like. So yeah, that's wonderful and beautiful. Now let's see what comes up for messages of your different areas in life. So this one feels like specifically career to me, career and finances both. And now let's see. So this one seems like for relationships. Yeah, this is for relationships. And these are external relationships. I'm getting a message to pull a card out for your internal relationship with yourself also. So this is a relationship you have with yourself. This is external environment, and this is for your career and finances both. I'm also getting a message to get cards out for family, so I'm gonna do that. Like family life, family, yeah, let's see. And I'm also getting a message, I'm also getting the guidance to ask about your health. So I'm going to ask about your health as well. Health is wealth. Health as well. The Emperor. Lovely. Now, and it's Sun in reverse, which is very, very ironic and paradoxical. Actually ironic rather. I know, paradoxical. It's paradoxical because, you know, the object, the theme was abundance and happiness, and this is the happiest card of the deck, the Sun. It is in reverse here, which means that the messages that you will be hearing here are the messages that you need to sort of wrap your head around so that you can actually claim this abundance that is coming your way. Otherwise, because of your fears, you might actually perceive it as this is not abundance. Like, you will feel like this is just a lot of stress for you. So it's the perception that will have to sort of shift for you. And we will also find out what is blocking you from probably changing that perception. Like, maybe if there's a specific fear that you can work with. So you've got 72, sigil 72 for the blind spot, and we've got sigil number 1. So we've got sigil number 72 and sigil number 1. So I'm going to place it like this so you can see the number. You can see the card as well. Yeah. And it's funny how I have to place this up, out, up, because it seems like this is the priority for you. The relationship that you have with yourself and the work that you need to do in terms of what is going to block you from claiming this abundant is supposed to be your priority here. And then rest of it, of course, like it follows. So now let me read the cards for you. So in December 2024, when it comes to your career, I see the aspect where there was a sense of uncertainty in relations to your finances or your aspects of your career. That is going to change. It's going to turn around. And it's going to turn around in sense perception for you, because I feel through the reading, it feels like you've been in like your perception has been in a space where you've been thinking like, oh my god, there's so much uncertainty, oh my god, I'm not going in the right direction, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and so much stress. And because of that, you have been perceiving, because your finances and career had some unknown and uncertain aspect to it, you felt like things are not going in the right direction. And that's why you felt like, okay, you are not abundant. And that's why you felt like, why is it happening the way that is happening, sort of a situation, a very victim mentality, which is exactly what in December is going to be shifting. Like, you will actually start perceiving all of that uncertainty from a space of, to be honest, it was never uncertain. You always were certain what is it that you have to do. Why are you doing the work that you're doing? Why are you in the profession that you're in? Why is your financial situation the way that it is? And that perspective shift is what is going to make you feel happy and abundant finally. Because what is going to be certain now is going to be coming from a space of the macro perspective of everything. You know how in long run this is going to be so fruitful for me, the work that I'm doing right now. In the long run, the finances or the financial situation that I'm in and the way that I'm managing my finances, in the longer run, it's going to be so fruitful. So you're going to shift your perspective from the micro perspective of seeing things happen, play out a certain way on an everyday basis where nothing seems to be giving you any fruit. You're going to realize a better way to operate when it comes to my career and finances to feel happy and to be free is to shift to the macro perspective, is to view things from a perspective that, this is a long game. This is my journey of learnings in this space. So in December, I will be shifting my perspective. This is a conscious decision that you will be making for yourself when it comes to your career. So things that are uncertain, you will realize they were never uncertain. You were always taking decisions and actions from a place of certainty as to what you're supposed to do when it comes to both these areas. But now it's just that fog, that cloudiness, because you always perceived it to be uncertain, is going to shift, because your perception is going to perspective is going to shift. Your perception towards it is going to shift, and that is what is going to bring you a lot of abundance, happiness, and enlightenment. So yeah, that was about your career for the month of December. And for your relationships with others, I see a sense completion in relationships with others. I feel like when it comes to the relationships that you have, I'm going to keep I'm going to keep your family a little aside, because your relationship with your family, I want to demarcate it within the family. So these relationships are anything and anybody that is outside of your family. But if you do resonate it to be an aspect of your family also, you can take it back, no problem. So when it comes to your relationships with other people, you will realize that things are coming full circle for you. You will realize how there's so much sweetness in all of these relationships. There's so much wholesomeness in all of these relationships that you have developed over the years. I see there are people who are located in different ways. There are 4 different kind of personas that surround you, or maybe multiple people from different areas and walks of life that surround you, but all of them that you have met and crossed paths with, no matter where they come from, make you feel so whole. So I sense a lot of gratitude, a lot of your heart being full and warm and cozy in this month of December, from the space of gratitude for the kind of relationships that you have and developed so far, for the people you have let go of, no matter what it might be. You are going to feel a lot of love for anybody and everybody who has come from whatever walks of life into your life, and you into theirs. I feel like when it comes to your relationships, you also will realize how you have been somebody who has mastered their emotions when it comes to relationships impacting you in the ways that they do. So if you have certain friends, or if you have certain work colleagues, you will realize how you're getting affected by them, but you are operating from a space of being responsible for how you're reacting. So your ability to respond to your emotions is something that you have really mastered. So in the month of December, you are going to feel this mastery playing out in front of your eyes. You are going to watch yourself perform, and are going to be so proud of yourself in all of these relationships. Whenever you have, say, conversations on a regular basis with these people, you're going to realize how much you have progressed. And now this is the new you, and this is how you're going to operate in all your relationships, from a space of love. So December 2024 is just going to show you, and you are actually going to be open to seeing also so much that you have transformed and so much you have become, and the mastery that you have attained in action, in real time. And how beautiful is that? How relieving that would be, because you are finally going to realize how your hard work has paid off, your work on yourself has paid off, your work in your relationships has paid off. So yeah, I see a lot of abundance from that space. And I feel like in this space of relationships with the new people from all walks of life that you also will be meeting, as this box opens up of abundance, you will realize how you're just going to multiply that abundance trillion times, because you have now become this person who knows how to work with their emotions when it comes to the relationships that you have. So your relationships that are coming in the future in X amount are going to be so wholesome as well. So yeah, amazing. Now let's see for family. So when it comes to the month of December for your family, I see that there's some sense of risk that you took uh, in the recent past when it comes to your family affairs, um, that risk you thought shouldn't be taken, or was a really tough gamble for you to take, but you took it. You took it, and it has really shifted you and moved you from this space of being a fool. Fool, by fool, I don't mean that you're foolish. I feel like a fool is like the smartest person ever, because he's the person who has the courage to identify things that are going wrong and takes charge and takes responsibility and takes action from a space of risk, because he's taking a risk to face his fears, and goes and moves ahead. So I feel like you have crossed this full stage recently of taking some risk, of tackling some fear of yours when it comes to your family and the relationships with your family, and you have really integrated and embodied this fool persona, which is of somebody who's not afraid to deal with family conflicts, relationships in family, anything and everything that is going right or wrong in your family. So that is one aspect that I feel like is the space that you're moving from the month of November to December. Now in December, you will be integrating this experience. In December, it's going to be all about integrating whatever risk that you took, whatever impact that risk had, you facing your fears. For example, if you faced your fears by letting your parents know how you are somebody who smokes, or if you when it comes to your parents, there's something that you did and you had to like come out clean with your parents for it, or if there is, say for example, a conflict that you're having with your brother and you sort of resolved it, all the impacts of such situations and conversations, and everything, the consequences of it, you will be integrating in the month of December. You will realize how with those consequences you will be heading towards completion and a lot of peace and calmness, from the space of a lot of fear, which brought a lot of stormy emotions, to a space of completion. Maybe by the end of the year you will feel complete, but next month is all about integrating your experiences. So it's almost like you healed by taking the risk, but now you will be realizing and introspecting how this healing actually was helpful, what to do to navigate this so that in the future I can probably do better. So all of those reflective, introspective thoughts are gonna be working around on here when it comes to your family. And if you're someone who has not taken the risk recently, then this is also a validation that if there's something that you need to confront to your family, confess to your family, if there's a conflict you want to resolve it, then if there's something of that sort that you really want to like have a word with your family about, then you can go ahead and do that. This is a validation for that. It's pretty cool, because it's like the tarot cards are just like nudging you to go ahead and do this, and know that the outcome of you being the risk taker is going to be fruitful only, if not immediately, in the next month or two, but eventually yes, it will be by the beginning of next year probably, or the mid of next year. It's going to take a few months to integrate it, but it's going to be fine. Now when it comes to your health, I see that it's not in the best of places. because you are not happy with your health. You feel like, I wish this for my health, I wish that for my health to be the case, but it is not the case. So I feel like you're going to be very unhappy in the month of December when it comes to your health. But this unhappiness is only making you realize in the month of December how you are supposed to master your health, be a master of whatever is it that you wish for yourself, to actualize it in life. The Emperor card here is in reverse. That means the Emperor persona is a possibility for you to develop in the month of December. The Emperor is a person who is very, very wise, knows what to do, is an authoritarian figure, it has a very strong willpower, is a Mr. Know It All, is a person who's very action oriented. So, all of these things are required and needed to be applied and actualized for your health. So, you being in an unhappy space, seeing how your body is not happy because your body is going through a space of, maybe there's a lot of energy that is drained, there's a lot of exhaustion, maybe there's you are falling ill quite a bit, your immunity is low, sleep is bad, because I see yellow here quite a bit, right? So feel yellow, yellow, yellow. So I feel like a solar plexus energy in your reading is very, very high. And solar plexus is all about self-esteem, self-confidence, willpower, but a lot of power basically. And the element of solar plexus is your is the fire element, a lot of passion, a lot of ignition. But at the same point of time, I feel like when it comes to your body and your physical health specifically, is the message that I'm getting, is all about your sleep, diet, what are you consuming, if it's say alcohol, if it's substances. So this is what it is all about. And as I'm saying this message, I'm really like pulling my nose pin right now, which is on the left side of my nose. So I feel like the left nostril is something that is blocked for you, and the left nostril is the nostril for the moon energy. So maybe you can take help of the moon energies to sort of, and the moon is very much connected to your emotions and your mind, how strong they are in positive or negative ways. So if you work with the left nostril, maybe do left nostril breathing. It is going to be very, very helpful for you to continue to stay strong in the space of emotions and the mind, to actually help yourself, your physical body, with your health issues. And also your mental and emotional health will be really, really good, because if that's just like one of the tips that I'm getting, the left nostril thing. And the left nostril is also connected to the right side of your brain, so the creative aspect of your brain. So more than the logical aspect, you need to use your creative potential to sort of create or manifest a healthy life for yourself by thinking of creative solutions as to how you can make your health better, how can you sleep better, how can you eat better, how can you increase your immunity. You can think of fun ways to do it, doesn't have to be like a task. So maybe you can cook something that is a little exciting of a recipe, but it's really going to suit your gut health. So you can think of such creative solutions. Now when it comes to you, the relationship with you, which is the main crux here, because if you don't shift this, then all of this is gonna go for a toss, because you have to be sane, you have to be strong, to actually navigate all of this from a space of letting go of your fears, to actually claim this colorful, bright, beautiful box of abundance that's waiting for you to be opened in the month of December. Because otherwise, you're just going to stay in this perception of, no, I'm just unhappy in life, and you're just going to stay a victim. So I want to see what is blocking you here. So the first thing is that the cards are really asking you to work with your intuition. Intuition from a space of balance between practicality, balance between spirituality. So when it comes to your gut, you work with your gut instinct, but also your third eye. You work with your sense perception of what future might look like, and also be in the present moment as to what is happening in the present moment. So really like balancing the two energies of Shiv Shakti, of sun and moon, of the duality, the head and heart, all being combined, and sort of like the amalgamation is what I feel. And the high priestess here is like the perfect example for it, because she's just so, like, she's also an authoritarian figure like the emperor, I feel. But at the same point of time, like, my eye is really going at the pineapples in the background. These are pineapples only, right? I forgot. It's like pineapples only. It feels like the pineapples at the background. You know how pineapples have like a really tough skin on the outside, but the fruit is just so sweet. That's the energy of the high priestess that I'm sensing that you need to embody. And you already are that. You just need to start embodying it externally. In day-to-day moment to moment, you need to be this person who has a thick skin on the outside, but such a sweet person that you are on the inside. And that is going to happen when there's a perfect balance between all these dualities of head and heart, of spirituality, practicality. It's again integration and amalgamation of it all. Because when it is, the balance is there, when that equanimity is there, is when you will be able to perceive the abundance and the freedom that is already right there in your lap. Like she has this scroll, it's like it's meant for you, it is yours. You just need to see it and perceive it. I see a lot of messages when it comes to perception for you, when it comes to what you need to embody. So maybe shift perspectives, shift your perception, shift the way that you usually have been doing things. So yesterday only I was telling one of my friends how in the last few months I have been really working on my intellect and intellectual abilities. That now I have like worked at it to such an extent that it has become like my new normal. And at the same point of time, I think that it's not serving me anymore, because now I'm so intellectual that everything I'm trying to see from a practical and logical space, and it is just making me feel very caught and very suffocated, because it's also emotionally bringing me not a lot of fulfillment. It's just making me feel stressed in so many ways. So that's what I decided yesterday, that now that I have learned this lesson and I've mastered this skill, it's like a skill. Intellectualizing is a skill. So first I was working on my emotions and I mastered that skill, then I mastered the intellect. Now the next step would be to maybe change the perspective of being in either or of the mastery of the skills, but mastering the amalgamation of both. That is exactly what I decided for myself that I'm going to be now doing. So this is exactly how I can give you an example of what you also need to work with when it comes to the relationship that you have with yourself. Operate from a balance of these spaces, equanimity within, so that on a daily basis, embodying it, so that externally also you operate the same way with all the relationships here, for your career space, for your health, for your family, everything. Now, what is actually stopping you from actually embodying this, or what might stop you from embodying this? If I can get a message clearly for that, it will be very helpful for you. So let's see what that must be. So the first one, so these deck of cards are by Teal Swan, and they're just so amazing. um, but why I just mentioned her name is because Swan is what is coming to my head right now. Swan is like, and I'm thinking of Paramhansa. You know how there's this book called Autobiography of a Yogi, and it's by Paramhansa Yogananda. I feel like, yeah, that's what it is. Maybe you can read that book if you want to. And Paramhansas are people who operate from a space of knowing when they have to be in the space of operating from uh, the space of how reality works, and sometimes they step into their own inner awareness of how they want to work within themselves. What are their value systems, what do they believe in, what do they feel like doing. And then the first one, which I said, as to what is expected from the external reality for them to serve the external reality the way that it has asked them to serve. And the third space is the space where they are just in a space of third person point of view or third person awareness, where they are detaching from the experience of within and without, and are just observing everything that is happening in their life in the way that it is happening. That space is also going to help you in both those two spaces. So I feel like that is what you have to embody as well, apart from the dualistic balancing aspect, in the sense that imagine there's head and then there's heart and then there's a third element. So like there's time and then there's space and there's love. So exactly that. So when it comes to, say for example, time, it lies within you, so that is your internal stuff. Then there's space, which is outside of you, which is this reality, and then love is the third element, which is of observation and awareness with sense detachment. So just an example, and I feel, and I don't know, maybe whoever is watching this is a little advanced in terms of the kind of work, the inner work of self discovery that they're doing for themselves. That is why this message is coming across. So but if it does not resonate with you, if you don't understand it, it's absolutely fine too. Maybe you can revisit this, that this is the message that I'm getting, that if you don't get what I'm saying right now, maybe you can revisit this same reading at some other point of time. Maybe you can save it for yourself. So yeah, let's see what's blocking you. 72 and 1. I don't feel like these are two separate things that are blocking you. I feel like it's an amalgamation. So let's see. So it says transcendental escapism. What is preventing your progression is that you are using things of a spiritual nature or higher intellect in order to escape and avoid the temporal. You have lost sight of the bigger picture, which includes both physical and non-physical. See how it resonates, how it adds up. You are spirit, but you are also body. You cannot die, but you will also most certainly die. To reject the physical and things related to physical, you reject, deny, disown part of yourself. In this situation, you are using the spiritual to negate the physical, and you are suffering and will suffer because of it. So now let's see. It's pretty blunt. I love her because she's pretty straight up to your face. And the first one is your fear. The thing preventing you from clearly seeing the reality of the situation at hand is your own fear. By its very nature, so fear is to push something or someone away from you. This is why fear is the number one most isolating experience on the planet. I'm going to repeat. By its very nature, fear or to fear is to push something or someone away from you. This is why fear is the most isolating experience on the planet. The more fearful we are, the more alone we are. It's important that we come to recognize what all our fears are about in order to both understand our reaction and choose how to respond to fear. So what I feel from transcendental experience and fear together, and as I said, like I feel like both of these are interrelated, is because you are afraid of something, and that something is you yourself in your situation. So you are using transcendental experiences or um, thoughts about, oh, life is like this, oh, time will play its part, um, uh, let me just go with the flow, let the things happen the way that they need to happen, which is also bringing an aspect of laziness. And at the same point of time, you are stuck in this space of the spiritual woo woo of um, say, I just want to meditate and have like amazing transcendental experiences, and you are just using both those aspects which are so opposite from each other, meditation and laziness, in so many ways, but you're using these experiences to say help yourself, which is not helping, from a space of fear, only so that you disconnect from who you really are in your physical body. As I said, the ideal way of doing things is not at the extreme ends, it is from a space of equanimity. So maybe you are a person who has this tug of war where sometimes you are very, very grounded into your physical reality, but that stresses you out so much because it's not a great experience, it's tough. You move into a space of transcendental experiences that make you feel happy and stay in a state of trance, but at the same point of time, because your physical reality is not going great, you realize, oh my god, I'm a physical body at the end of the day. How is this transcendental thing is helping me? Let me go back to my physical body. And then you just like keep toggling between these two spaces because of the fear. So I see root chakra here being very, very prominent. The survival instinct, the insecurities, the sense instabilities, coming from a space where you are avoiding yourself, your own physical body and your own physical identity. Maybe that's why it's reflecting in your health also. Maybe your health is actually already pretty good, it's just that you don't see it because you're afraid to accept it. Because if you accept that your health is actually great and you are doing just fine, you are actually going to operate from a space of love for yourself. You are really going to appreciate yourself, are going to be proud of the work that you have done on your health and how far you have come. But and your wishes, if not fulfilled, are in the process of being fulfilled. You're just afraid to accept that because that's just going to actually set you free. But human mind is like super complex. It wants to stay in the space of victimization because it just is like that. You just want to stay a victim. It's just your mind, the way it works. The reality works sometimes so that you stay stuck on this planet, grounded on this planet. But the interesting part is that stuck is actually making you feel, oh my god, I'm suffocated and I'm stuck and I'm caught and caged. But that's not true. You're not stuck here. It's your choice of being here on this planet. This is a choice you have made for yourself of being here. And that choice is so powerful. But you are just scared of the powerfulness of who you really are. And that's why, because you're scared of that power. Again, this essence of fear here you tell yourself that, oh my god, I'm stuck and I cannot do anything about it, so you use transcendental escapism to escape from it, because to be honest, you can actually not leave your physical body and go. So yeah, these are the blind spots that you need to be aware of, so that you can actually succeed at embodying this balanced high priestess of a person. um yeah, that's the message for you when it comes to you prioritizing your self and the relationship that you have with yourself. I feel like I need to get like one more message for the transcendental experience. Wait, to help you, like how can you not um be caught in this transcendental experience? How can you make sure that you don't get caught in this blind spot or fall into this pit? And take action, take control, be that emperor, empower yourself, not afraid to feel powerful. It's okay to be powerful, it's normal. um and how, Spider-Man says, with great power comes great responsibility. So you don't have to be scared of responsibility. It does not mean that 10 things are going to come to your shoulders and burden you and you're going to become a donkey. No, it's your ability to respond to situations. So, and that is power, how you respond to situations in your life. But if you look at it, oh my god, I have to do so much work and this is work, that is what is going to make you feel like, oh shit, damn it, I can't do this. That is what is going to make you feel afraid, that fear will stem in your root chakra, and that's how then you're going to feel stuck and you're a victim. And again, then you will be seeking those transcendental experiences to escape those emotions, because they are intense emotions. They are emotions that make your mind a space of chaos. So let's see how it can be helpful. Yeah, so this sigil comes to remind you that you are using spiritual awareness or higher intellect as a form of resistance, escapism, and denial. It is highly likely that the answer you seek for improvement lies in squarely in the physical and embracing the physical. So the way that you can make sure that this blind spot does not impact you, or there's a resolution to it, is for you to face your fear of your physical reality, be in the physical reality, stay in the physical reality, work on your ability to respond and embrace it, love it, see, find magic in that, than the escapism of spirituality. Find magic, find beauty in the physical reality, in your environment, in the conversations that you have, in the tiny little moments of the breath that you breathe every single day. That is what is going to help you facing your fear of survival, fear of insecurities. That is all that is going to help you achieve this equanimity that you actually already hold in you, the ability of doing that. It's just that you need to see that you have it in your lap, and the way that you're going to see it is by removing the blindfolds, or by seeing these blind spots for what they really are. So yeah, pretty intense reading, I must say. I just want to get like one message for you, one last message for the month of December. Ooh, it's the Wheel of Fortune upright, in reverse, which I feel is such an amazing card, because I actually want to take this card out. Ooh, fun! Strength, amazing. So it makes me so happy for you, because you see how you are actually getting all the abundance already. You are this wise person. You have mastered a lot of things. You are working on integrating a lot of experiences. You are on that journey of self-discovery, and the bottom of the deck, the world twice, completion, amazing. So the wheel that you think isn't turning for you, wasn't turning for you, you felt like, oh my god, where is my fortune went, I'm not fortunate enough. It's okay. This month you are going to realize how strong you are and how powerful you are. So you have all all that fortune is actually in the palm of your hands, in the physical reality for you to manifest. It's there is of course a certain aspect of it that is dependent upon higher things, the way higher things operate, god, or you can say, because obviously you're one person and there's so many other things that circumstances can make happen. So yes, there's an aspect of circumstances working a certain way, but when they were a certain way, you sort of gave your power away to those circumstances and said that, you know what, okay, you do you, I will keep doing me. But you operated from a space of powerlessness. But now you have realized that in all those moments of when you were doing you, how powerful and strong you were to stand up and still keep doing what you do no matter what the circumstances are. So I see, because now you're claiming your power this month, and the box of abundance is opening for you any which ways, and you are working on your path of self discovery, of prioritizing your relationship with yourself and the work that you're doing with yourself. I see again another space of completion and the world opening up for you and literally landing onto your feet. What a beautiful reading, pile number one. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope that you really liked it. I hope it helped you. In the description box below, there's a link for you to tap on to send something back to me if this helped you. In the description box below, there's also links for my social media. There are services that I offer apart from tarot reading that I mentioned. If you want to contact me directly for a one-on-one reading, my contact information is also there. I really hope that you have a beautiful month of December, as beautiful as it was displayed in the reading. Thank you so much. I see you around. Bye. Hi, pile number one. So if you chose this box of stapler pins, then this is your reading for what's in store for you in the month of December. I'm getting a lot of cheerful energy and cheerful vibes. Almost feels like, oh my god, it's Christmas time and it's New Year time, another year, and also a feeling of, oh my god, just get over with this, get over with 2024. I've had enough of 2024. I need this New Year energy. Also, somewhat that, which reminds me of how this year was the year of the Saturn. Saturn can be super destructive. Saturn can also be super expansive, depends on the way that it appears in your astrological chart. But for you, it's just been like, oh my god, get it done and over with. Not because it must have been destructive for you, mostly yes, I'm not gonna lie, but not gonna sugarcoat it. But at the same point of time, an aspect of it was hectic, it was tough. Even if it was towards a lot of positive transformations, it was still hectic. It was a lot of work. So I get that. I feel you. And yeah, but you're excited for the next year. You're excited for Christmas. You're excited for this month. And I can sense that in your energies with this object of the stapler pins. Ooh. When I open it, I see that one of the pin is missing. Like, you know how it's a perfect set. So this gives me a feeling of how you will realize in the month of December how there's one thing that is left for you to execute, do, realize, one last thing, one last stage of completion before this year ends. And I know you must be feeling like, oh my god, another thing, yet another thing, how much more? That's why I want this year to be over with. But yeah, that is what it is. I'm so sorry about that. But this is what is going to lead you to a space of perfection, because then once you complete that, this box is going to be like a perfect box. And here, when I'm saying all of this, I'm actually, while saying all of these things that I said to you, which were a little as it is, which reminds me of the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Somehow, it's actually, again, like, I'm trying to see the silver lining here. Maybe you reading the Gita is going to be a silver lining for you. Maybe the as it is bit is about perfection, and maybe the silver lining here is for you to see that even in this space of incompletion, when things are not complete, and maybe there's this one last thing that you also need to execute, that thing might just be a change in your perception of how things are just perfect as it is, and maybe you don't need to do anything. But that is something that you will realize after observation. So for some of you, maybe it's just a perspective shift. But for some of you, it is actually something that you need to do to realize how you can finally start seeing your imperfect as perfect. So maybe there's an addition of some sense of imperfection that that you still need to construct in your life. And exactly as I said, you don't have to construct something which is perfect. Maybe you need to construct something that is imperfect so that it becomes perfect in perception. A little tricky, yes, because it's it's a slippery slope for you to believe in to hear what I say and then pick the path of, oh my god, everything is perfect as it is. Then I don't need to do anything, and I'm gonna be in a state of inaction. I'm gonna be staying in a space of laziness. But that's why I said it's a slippery slope. So be cautious and don't fall. Is all that I can say to you. But otherwise, yeah, I sense a lot of loving, laughing, living, cheerful energy, that you are navigating all of this with as much joy as you can. And I really want to appreciate you for that. And I really want to say how happy I am for you for that. I just am. And that's just a message that I'm getting from my heart for whoever is it that is watching. It is not a channeled message from some higher spirit. It is from me, genuinely, for all the people who are watching this reading. So let's see what else is in store for you in the month of December, because you're so excited about it, because the year is ending. So let's see. This is for your career. Now I'm gonna pick out cards for your relationships with other people. Then I'm gonna ask about your family life and family relationships. This relationship does not include your family members. Family. Welcome to Anna family. I'm getting two cartoons in my head right now when I said family. Is Didi and Dexter. Dexter's Laboratory. In Hindi, in Hindi language, the song was playing in my head, but the music was of Adam's Family. So Adam's Family and Dexter. Maybe we can expand on that later. I'll remember it. And this is for your health. Okay, yeah. Amazing. Now let me see. Wait, I want to pull one card out for the relationship that you have with your own self. Interesting. Yeah, that's that. And then the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck energy. So I want to see what are your blind spots for the relationship that you have with yourself, because this is the relationship that you need to prioritize. That's why it's a little up above all of these 4 areas and 4 pillars of your life. This is what you have to prioritize, and what is blocking you from prioritizing yourself and embodying this energy. Let's see that. Blind spot number 69. This is the sigil. Oh my god, it's a beautiful sigil. A lot of expansion here that is being blocked because of this blind spot. And then one more I'm going to see, 25. For some of you, the blind spots, these are 2 separate blind spots, and for some of you it's an amalgamation of how both of these blind spots are actually holding on to each other for not letting you embody this energy or work on this energy that you need to work on, so that you can get help in all of these 4 pillars, because of course you're the center of your universe, and when you work on yourself you will get help in all of these areas. So let's see more on that. I'm getting a call, like I've got a call from my brother, I think twice or thrice while I was doing this reading. So and every time that I do readings, things are symbolic. So maybe there's a calling, maybe there's a call that you're going to get, or maybe there's a calling. It can be related to your brother. It can be related to somebody you view as your brother in your life. A brother-like energy, protective energy, a feeling of comfort, family. So maybe there's a calling for this particular person in your life, or calling from this particular person in your life, or a calling that you are not hearing for this particular person in your life. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I'm going to check in on my brother. Maybe you need to check in on your brother, or the person you see as your brother. So I'm going to check in on my brother, and I'm going to get back to your reading. So yep, I'm back. Let's begin your reading. And you know how I took a pause, took a break to check in on my brother, and then I'm beginning the reading. Maybe you are supposed to take a break and take a pause and reflect, and then get on to the beginning that you want to actually begin for yourself. Maybe because in that pause you will realize what is the calling when it comes to your brother. What is it, this calling when it comes to the energy of brotherhood, or protection, which is very like protective, responsible sort of an energy. Again, the ability to respond is again coming to my head. So yeah, these are just a few cues and messages. Maybe you can figure it out for yourself, because I don't feel like I need to figure this out for you. You need to figure this out for yourself. I do see a question mark here that might be appearing in your head right now once I said that you need to figure it out for yourself. But because I just got a message from somebody who sent me like a question mark. But yeah, that is that. And the funny thing is that they sent a question mark to the message that I wrote, which said that I think that there is more to it than just the pain that I'm feeling physically. So I feel like maybe the cue here for you for that, and to that my friend sent a question mark, right? So I feel like maybe the cue here for that calling for you to discover and explore that is that when it comes to anything in relations to your brother, or that energy of protection, or that energy of responsibility, or your ability to respond, there is more to it than just the pain that you feel physically in your body. There is more to it than just pain that you feel emotionally, physically, or mentally. Maybe there is more to be discovered at higher levels, or levels of the spirit, or levels of the levels that you have not seen. Maybe it is something that is unseen and you don't know and you're not aware yet. So definitely go in that direction of exploring what it might be, because it is a calling. And this is the first message that I'm getting for the month of December, and maybe this is what is incomplete. Maybe this is the imperfection that is stopping you from feeling perfect in the spaces of imperfection in your life. So yeah, it's a little mind bending, very matrixy and very I don't know what to say, trippy sort of a context and connotation that I'm giving. But yeah, I hope, considering you are listening to this, you will be able to understand, or you have the intellectual capacity to understand what I'm saying. And that's why you'd be watching this. Otherwise, you wouldn't be. Um, Otherwise, you would just like maybe start watching and then be like, oh my god, this person is talking like some crap. It's confusing me, confused person. I'm gonna get out of here. But if you're sticking around, then definitely you might feel like there's some sense to what I'm saying. Um, so let's get on with your career. So when it comes to your career, there is still an essence of lack of clarity, some clarity that you need at your career front. For that, you need a lot of strength, which you're lacking right now. So in the month of December, you will really be nudged by the situations in your life to really push yourself towards more clarity in regards to your career. Finances, I feel like, are not the problem right now, because first of all, finances are the byproduct. Always they come with the work. So your priority should be figuring out and gaining clarity on your work, rather than finances, which is the direction that I feel like is the right direction to take when it comes to you flourishing in whatever that is it that you're choosing to do. So focus on your gaining clarity on your work first, from a space of strength, from a space of I am strong enough to gain this clarity, I'm strong enough to execute what I need to execute, I'm strong enough to know that I am enough to do what I want to do for my career. Gain clarity on the aspects of clarity itself, and the strength that you hold as a person to be that person in your career or workspace. Finances are the byproduct. The bullseye is your purpose. If you work towards your purpose, finances will follow. I know the people who say that they are practical people, who need to earn their bread and butter, the people of the matrix that we are all in, including me, think otherwise. They will think of money first and then work. But maybe that is the exact perspective that needs to shift, or that needs to be transformed, that needs to die and be reborn again and restructured again, to live a life from a space of freedom. So even though practicality does pop in your head, and there's nothing wrong about it, but if you have been doing things certain way for the last 30 years, 20 years, how many number of years that you can count on your fingertips, taking a chance on doing things a certain different way with an element of practicality, but not so much practicality that it stops you from doing what you really want to do, from gaining the clarity that you really want to gain, from realizing that you're strong enough to execute it, because it is actually putting into your space of victimhood and feeling less off and not doing what you want, which is exactly you being a victim and being caged rather than setting yourself free. So see how you can shift your perspective a little bit, prioritize work first, and then see finances as ones that will come as a byproduct from a space of practicality, but not so much. So yeah, focus on your work first. Then once you know what you need to work upon and what kind of work that you want to do, then you add a monetary attachment to it, and then leave it at the energy to be returned. Money is an energy that you're supposed to receive. So if you're going to be in this space of focusing only on money, you will be giving so much energy and so much attention to that energy of money. Sorry, there was a knock on my door and now I'm back. So I'm going to continue. Um, and again, this element of a knock on my door and stopping to do the reading again feels like there's a sense of pause here that you need to take to actually realize the opportunity that is available for you at your hand when it comes to your career. And again, the knock on my door gave me a space to reflect upon how can we take care of something or somebody or someone. So maybe you have to view your career from a space of how doing what you are going to do, or what you are planning to do of executing when it comes to your workspace or already are doing. Uh, you can view it all to gain more clarity and gain more strength from the perspective of how will you be taken care of. So doing something or that you really really love and you really really care about is going to take care of you emotionally and mentally. Now the aspect of practicality as to how is it that you're going to earn the money from it is the aspect you need to see as to how you can monetize what is it that you want to do. So I feel like maybe you're thinking of starting a business, is what it sounds like, or maybe you're thinking of switching jobs to do something that you actually really love. So what kind of money value can you attach to the business offering that you have is really going to help you if you think from a space of how much do you need to be taken care of and attach that value to it, and then just set it free and be in the zone of, as I was saying, receiving, uh, than than putting energy into giving by stressing about finances, which is not taking care, but rather give to the work and receive from the work from a space of getting the money. Uh, but the energy and the attention is on the work, and rest is just you receiving, which is anyways going to make you feel so powerful. Just gonna make you drop into a space of freedom, which is anyways going to make you feel very strong. So just focus on these aspects when it comes to the career space that you're in for the month of December. Definitely you're going in the right direction in your career is what I feel, but it's just that perspectives need to shift. Some tiny little changes you need to make in your head to help yourself see how things are or can be perfectly imperfect. So yeah, that's what I feel, and I'm feeling like my right palm like is itching, and I think in Hindu we have a superstition that if your right palm itches, I think money goes or comes or something like that. I think money goes, but I'm not getting like your money is gonna go, but you're getting the feeling that, oh my god, I'm gonna lose so much money if I do this. And absolutely normal to feel that way, because even when I'm doing this, I'm not itching, like I'm not, my hands are not itching, my palms are not itching. It's like me caressing it. So maybe you letting go of money shouldn't be like an itch, shouldn't be something that like frustrates you and like boils down on your nerves. It needs to be something that you take care of very gently with a lot of love and a lot of affection. You embrace the going away of money also. I heard this person say that when it comes to money, if it goes, just let it go, let it flow, because when it goes, tell money that hey, you know what, come back with some friends when you come back next time. So it's just to see you again, with a lot more friends of yours that are gonna come my way. So it's a super cute thing that I learned when it comes to the aspect of money. on my journey. So yeah, that's what is there for you for your career. Now when it comes to your relationship with other people, I feel like you are moving away from certain relationships in your life. You are moving away from certain collaborations in your life. You see how the sword is moving this way, and it moving in a very speedy energy with a lot of like fierceness, I feel like. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Um, or maybe you have that thought that I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Um, but what I feel is that, so the sword is basically the heart chakra, and the pentacles are the root chakra, the red and the green. So I feel like as you're moving away from this, your foundation or your sense of survival is a little shaky. There's some aspect of fear here. So maybe you need to tap into that. Are you running away from these collaborations from a space of fear, um, of survival, or not feeling grounded, or maybe some aspect of fear? So I feel there's some blind spot here when you're running away, because with the kind of energy that you're running away with this fearness, this fastness, it almost feels like a hastiness than clarity, you know. So maybe you need to, again, a question mark here, to question this and figure this out for yourself. What energy is it with which you are moving away from this? um, Maybe yes, you are doing it for yourself because you were not feeling stable otherwise, you were feeling insecure otherwise, you were feeling, um, there were not like, there's something in relations to your survival got a little shaky here. But at the same point of time, there's some sense of fear in relation to all of this. So with the aspect of heart here, I feel like maybe there's an aspect of hurt here that probably you need to process to actually understand, where is this energy coming from? Is it coming from hurt, fear? Then maybe you need to again put a question mark here and like question it, like, what do I need to do about it? Do I need to keep marching away from these collaborations and these relationships at the same pace, or do I want to slow down and process all of this and get to the bottom of this for myself, for my betterment, for my peace? um, Even if I choose to not be a part of these relationships anymore, even if I do choose not to be a part of these collaborations anymore, I feel like you're going to have a breakthrough here. So definitely question these aspects of your relationships. And I see two women standing here, which are really like, um, maybe they're not two women, but they look like two women, two females with like a baby in their hand. And I see a person here standing on the pedestal, and I feel like, you know, I feel like this is like spirit, or this is like God, and then there are two women here with a baby. So I feel like there is an element of this godlike figure, um, asking something to be done by these two women for this child in their hand. uh, but there is something that is not right about the situation, because one of the women has a question mark on her face as to what is happening, and the other one is just in a space of, tell me, what am I supposed to do? So I definitely feel like these two women need to have a conversation with this man, the god here, to actually figure out what is it that they're supposed to do about whatever is it that they are thinking of, like the question mark or tell me what to do. They need to have the conversation with this figure, uh, and and they have to do it together, because here in the card the two women are together. So they have to do it from a space of love and connection, and something collective, something together, because the Three of Pentacles again are together. They are what grounds, like there's like a pillar here on which this Three of Pentacles are put, right? So there's this pillar, this is the foundation, I feel like, of things. So definitely that. And for your relationships, so maybe this entire equation that I told you here is for the foundations of your relationship. It doesn't have to be two women and a baby and God here. But the idea is there is this certain sense higher power, there's certain sense people, there's certain sense um, uh, people that are in association with these people, that are the relationships, that are the kind of relationships and equations you're dealing with in life at three levels. You can see it as heaven, earth, hell, uh, or something like that. But basically at all three levels, maybe it's mind, body, emotions all together, is how you need to view your relationships from. Like at the level of the physical body, what is it that's going on? At the level of emotions, what is it that is going on? At the level of mind, what is it's going on? How all of this is collaborating, and how all of these three spaces are working to give me a solution for the way that I should operate in my relationships. Now, should I operate from a space of fear, hurt, move in another direction, or should I slow down my pace to understand this for myself as to why I'm working the way that I'm working? Maybe both these women are you. So there's a certain duality of you, this certain part of you which has a question mark as to what am I supposed to do, and the other part is like, tell me what am I supposed to do. So it's almost like a surrender, but then there's a sense of control also. So maybe both these women are you. So you need to understand both of these parts of you too. That is only going to happen when you slow down, when you choose to do this for yourself. So see if you want to, and see if you don't want to. Whatever you feel is going to, in this month of December, going to make you keep living the same way that you have been living, with the same energy of the cheerfulness, the loving, the living, the laughing that I've been feeling in your reading. When it comes to your family, definitely there's an aspect of things being very slow in terms of the growth for your family. Maybe your family together is not really growing much, which is exactly what in the month of December you will be focusing on, as to how can I focus on the growth of my family life, my parents, my brothers. What are the shadow aspects of this? What in the month of December, what shadow aspects will get revealed to me about my family that I will take charge of, like this night will take charge and responsibility of, to figure out how can my family grow. And that's all the message that I'm getting, that what will get revealed, what will I start seeing when it comes to my family life, in which I would have to take responsibility to see how I can make my family grow, and flourish together. And it's a slow energy, it's not a fast energy. So maybe you don't have to, like, there's no haste in this. So as things get revealed, you will observe, you will note things down, you will see, you will think, maybe this is a long term than short term. This is what I feel like for your family situation in month of December. for your health in the month of December, I see that there's a lot of conflict that's happening internally for you at the physical level, at the emotional level, at the mental level. So this space of this conflict has the opposing energy here of the King of Pentacles, which is so abundant. So maybe when it comes to your health, it is your journey in the month of December to figure how to get there. How can I physically be this King of Pentacles, be abundant? How can I emotionally be abundant? How mentally can I be abundant? Writing all of this down, setting your resolutions and goals for the next year that's supposed to come 2025, and making it happen in action. Straight up reading for your health. And when it comes to the month of December, for your own personal growth, the energy here is of the Seven of Swords reverse. So again, there's an aspect of the heart chakra here with the swords. And the heart chakra is also thoughts. It's the air element. So it's the thoughts which are like air, thoughts which are like clouds. So maybe there's certain thoughts that you have really uprooted from the grounds because they don't serve you. But there's still an aspect with the yellow that I see, so much yellow, that still you are in the space of doing all of this so that you can claim your power, but there's still sense powerlessness here. So maybe because the element of fire, which is the element of action, is not playing its part how it's supposed to be played, which is in majority. The focus is still the action than the swords. The yellow is still higher than the air element of thoughts. So this is what is not complete right now, needs to be complete in action, needs to be complete from a space of passion, fire, energy. Right now its focus is more on looking back and removing the swords, removing those thoughts. And there's an aspect of some, you know how there's some deception, like, you know how this person almost seems like a thief, like it's like from a space of caution is like running away. So there's some deception here also, I feel, when it comes to the relationship that you have with yourself, that you are removing them, but you're not sure, or maybe you are removing them and you are sure, but at the same point of time the removal is not coming from the space where you're very passionately with a lot of fire energy removing it. Fire energy does not mean that it's an energy of haste or it's an energy of fierceness. It's an energy of power only. Power also has a certain sense of purity with it. There's some sense of purification that needs to happen with it. So I definitely feel like that there's some energy which is missing here. Removing your thoughts, great. Going through them, great. Purification of those thoughts is important too. Now, what is blocking you from doing this action of removing what is not serving you right, from a space of purity, passion, than from a space of God, I just don't want this energy with me anymore, which is coming from a space of little not so right, deceiving, feeling like meh, like I don't know, like this energy is like very icky energy for me, which is not, that energy is only not serving you. So I want to see what is stopping you from not clearing all those thoughts out from a space of purity and just like doing it just for the sake of it. I want to see what is blocking you from doing that. So when it comes to blind spot number 1, it is gaslighting. So in this situation, either you are, and I'm sorry that I laughed. I laughed because it is very, very funny for me in hindsight to see how the deception is gaslighting itself. You are gaslighting yourself. This is the relationship that you have with yourself. And this is right now humorous for me. Actually, it's not humorous for me. I think I laughed, and I laughed for a reason. I think I laughed because maybe me laughing about it will offend you, or me laughing about it is going to trigger you. I don't know. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. But yeah, what I'm getting here is, again, like some sense of realization that needs to happen. So gaslighting. In this situation, either you are being gaslit or you are gaslighting yourself. See, because the moment that I read gaslighting, and I laughed, right? It was a reaction. Humor was a reaction. Maybe you are gaslighting and you are being humorous about it. It's almost like very passive energy. You are not directly realizing that you are gaslighting yourself, but you are. You're laughing it off. You're laughing things off. Things that are not supposed to be laughed at. Sort of gaslighting. Yeah. So either you are being gaslit or you are gaslighting yourself. If you were gaslighting someone else, you would have drawn sigil 10 or sigil 73. But considering you're gaslighting yourself or being gaslit, you, in order to create any improvement, you have to ungaslight yourself. To gaslight someone is to convince them that they didn't see what they saw, they didn't hear what they heard, they are ridiculous or insane to feel the way that they feel, what they perceive is totally inaccurate and may even simply imply that something is wrong with them. It is to make someone believe that his or her reality is not reality when in fact it is. And this is why they feel so confused. The experience of gaslighting makes you feel like you are going totally crazy. So, this particular blind spot has come to your awareness to specifically help you to break out of the gaslight that you are stuck in. The relationship that you have with yourself here, you are gaslighting yourself, is your message. So, specifically to help you break out of the gaslight you're stuck in, you need to see that your feelings, your thoughts, your perceptions, your reality are important and worthy of consideration. You need to see that the reality that you or someone else is currently trying to convince you isn't reality, is actually the reality. So maybe you are trying to convince yourself that this isn't what reality feels like, but it actually is what it is. So maybe somewhere you're gaslighting yourself, and maybe somewhere someone else is also trying to gaslight you. So, but considering the card here is about you and the relationship that you have with yourself, the likelihood is that you are gaslighting yourself. But sometimes the external reality is a mirror of your inner reality. So if you have a relationship internally where you're gaslighting yourself, somebody is being a mirror to you to gaslight you as well. So that might be the case where externally something is happening which is triggering that part of you that is supposed to be worked upon or healed. So and if gaslighting has happened over and over again with you, you learn to buy into whatever that story was and made it your reality. And maybe if you learn this behavior earlier on in your childhood, you're likely to use it in your adulthood as well. So in situations, you tend to be the one to consistently tell yourself that what you perceive is totally inaccurate and may even imply that something is seriously wrong with you. As you can guess, a person cannot be gaslit or gaslight themselves and stay healthy. They can be gaslit or gaslight themselves and get unstuck. Whatever is suppressed will boil up through the floorboards. The negative emotions that have been buried function like a poison within, a poison that begins to make a person feel totally toxic inside. So I definitely get an implication how what you are perceiving is totally inaccurate according to you. Um, for me, when it comes to your internal reality, this seems like maybe you have a sense perception about yourself, maybe you have certain emotions that you're working with, that you question, why am I feeling this way? And I shouldn't be feeling this way. This does not align with who I am. But it's because you feel like you have created a certain identity which they should be in alignment with. You actually bury those parts of you rather than understanding them, rather than maybe questioning that maybe who I am is not actually the person that I am. Maybe if I'm feeling this way, this is who I am today, and maybe that is something that I need to become, and I'm not that. So there's a gap here, and that's why maybe you are in the space of gaslighting or being gaslit, and maybe you need to discover those aspects of yourself in the relationship that you have with yourself. Um, and when it comes to externally, somebody gaslighting you as a mirror reflection of what is happening inside of you, uh, maybe because you internally are burying your feelings deep within. Somebody does not know how you really feel, and when you say how you really feel, they make you believe that it is not how you really feel, or what you're feeling is inaccurate. um, so definitely, like, think about it. Definitely work your way around this message as to what I have said. Take back whatever resonates. My examples might not be 200% accurate, but at least it's going to give you some idea as to what is it that you're supposed to work around with for the relationship that you have with yourself in the month of December. um, I'm getting like really good energies of like good growth for you in this month. When I'm saying this, 25 is resistance. You are in resistance. You are not admitting that a tug of war is occurring within you, or a tug of war is occurring between yourself and someone else. To understand resistance perfectly, I want you to imagine a stream with a fast moving current. In this current, there is a boat. This boat has 6 oarsmen in it, each of whom have a paddle. Some of the oarsmen are paddling down the stream with the current, some of them are paddling up the stream. The oarsmen who are trying to paddle the boat upstream are in resistance. They are in resistance to the current itself. They are in resistance to the oarsmen who are also trying to paddle the boat downstream. Resistance is nothing more than opposition. It is any oppositional force. So maybe with this entire gaslighting situation, or maybe in general with the as I said, that the purification part, the purification is not happening because you are removing these thoughts from a space of resistance rather than acceptance. So, mm your resistance deserves to be treated as valid and important, regardless of whether or not it is about something true or real. So, the first step would be to accept that you are resisting, right? Accept the resistance itself is how you can move into a space of purification of the resistance itself. So, the rule thumb of this is that you must directly deal with the resistance first before doing anything else. No action should be taken from a place of resistance. Rather, the opposite of resistance, which is accepting, and inclusion and completion. So these are the two blind spots that you need to work with: the resistance and the gaslighting you yourself bit, for the relationship that you have with yourself, to get the purification that you need to get by removing the thoughts that don't serve you, not from a space of hurt or deception, but from, or resistance, but from a space of purification, from really removing it from the roots, with an intention of purity rather than fire, which is anger or fierceness or whatever negative emotions might be. So I really hope that this really helps you, pile number 2, and I'm just gonna get like few more messages for you. Sorry, the cards fell. I'm gonna be back. Sorry, I'm back. I'm gonna get like a few more messages for you for this month, to cheer you up back again after this reading, because I know this is like a lot of work. But then again, like I feel like it's all imperfectly perfect. So I want to see for that perfection, or for that element of cheerfulness, or living, loving, laughing, what messages you're getting. Don't overthink this. Like, just stay in the mode of action. When you're just acting, you have no time to overthink it. Do it once and get it done and over with. Do it once and then just stay in the zone of action, until your actions reveal more things to you, and then again think and then act. So divide. Do not overthink. Do not stay in the zone of overthinking, because then you will not be able to act. It's a card of celebration, harmony. Again, see an element of duality, two elements, two women here. So again, I feel like with these two women here, there's the two parts of you within you are gonna come in harmony, and they're gonna be like, you're gonna, like, there's gonna be like a marriage, there's gonna be a completion, which is, I feel like, an amazing thing, which is exactly what is going to make you feel how things are so perfect even when they're not. And this tower from this space of harmony is going to be constructed. So the tower that has fallen for you, which is exactly what happened with my cards falling, this tower that has fallen for you, or this thing that is not going right for you in your life, which you feel like is not complete or is not perfect, or is not falling into place, which I would have wanted by the end of this year or in this month of December, is actually going to start getting constructed from the levels of, again, I see like a lot of pillars here. Like, again, like tower in itself is like a pillar, and then there's a pillar here also. So and then with the sword also, I feel like it's a pillar in itself. So and again, the conflict here also, look, pillars, like I'm seeing all of them as pillars, right? So feel like foundations are going to become stronger, and that's how, when this tower is going to get reconstructed from the roots itself, so that no storm can break it or shake it or do anything for it. So I really wish you well for the month of December, pile number 2. Such an amazing reading, so much information, so much to do. I'm wishing you all the very best. In the description box below, if there's something that you want to give back to me, you can. There's my contact information in the description box below too, so you can reach out to me for a one-on-one reading. And in the description box below, there's also information about my social media, the links there, so you can access that as well. See ya around. Bye.